All right, good morning. This is the August 1st, 2023 RPRC meeting. The first order of business is approval of the July 18th, 2023 minutes. I took a look, everything's in order. I'll make a motion to adopt those minutes. And all in favor?
I have to abstain since I'm.
Okay. Okay, and the only people we have in the waiting room and here in person relate to 7 Hemlock Hollow, so we'll move that up in the agenda. Start with that. So if you're here, you want to take us through?
So this is lot 3, lot number 3 of a 4-lot subdivision. And I'm familiar with it. It was approximately a 20-acre site. We divided it into 4 lots, 1 existing house on Bedford Road, 2 non-buildable lots here, and 1 house lot in the center. Proposing 7-bedroom house, pool cabana, pretty long driveway. You can't really see the house from the road. We've done some testing here and here with John Keller's office. Proposing underground systems.
Yeah, generally, the development is consistent with the IPP that was submitted as part of the subdivision. So
I guess aside from the rear, because the fill slopes, that's one of the
more grading.
Yeah, in the back, so it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fill in the back.
A lot of fill coming in.
Oh, is that right? It's like,
Well, yeah, I mean,
but
we should have some here, but yeah, there's a good amount of fill in the back. How much fill? Cubic yards, I don't have the number off the top.
You're gonna have to identify that.
yeah, but I think we noted that as well. Yeah, because I know it's about 12 feet in your highest point.
But it's not a steep slope.
I mean, there's some topo, right?
Yeah, it's
In this area, not really. I mean, I use on 25% grade, and it might be a small area around here.
Do you have any concerns about the grading? John?
No, I'm just making note, the original IPP didn't have that much fill. I think it was a walkout.
It was a walkout,
Yeah, so we just want to make note that it is.
Yeah.
Good fill.
Any rock chipping?
Huh?
Any rock chipping?
They may need a little for the driveway up in this area.
I would just, when they apply for the building permit, make sure you apply for a rock chipping permit too.
Okay. And that's through your department?
Are you doing any rock processing there?
No. It's not gonna be that much to be worth it. No wetland, buffer disturbance, it's pretty
What
straightforward.
about the pool house? You want to build that now, right?
Yeah.
Lou, we don't have any plans for that. You're on mute.
I did not develop plans for that yet. So it's just, we're just putting a placemat for the location of it right now.
Yeah, but we're trying to get you through, to get a building permit.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go for a building permit for the house, but not for the pool cabana.
You don't want to do it?
Aren't they separate permits anyway?
They're separate building permits, but do you want to come back for that?
To the RPRC?
Yeah.
No,
Right,
so he needs to do
he needs to do
a
it.
house plan. for-
Yeah, I mean, Lou, it's gonna match the house or something, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be very closely matched.
What's gonna be in the pool house? Do you have any?
I haven't spoken to him about developing it yet, so I don't have anything.
All right, so then. Well, we could wait until you get it in, or we could approve the house and you come back for the pool house.
Yes, approve the house and we'll come back for the cabana.
When you go to the health department though, you're gonna have to have,
It's on there
it's
already.
on the health department approval.
Yeah.
Are you okay doing it that way?
Yeah, I mean, look,
So we have back to your RPRC for this.
Well, we're gonna need plans to look at.
Ralph, I don't have any plans for it, so I can't, I don't want to
Yeah.
hold up the process. So let's
Right.
get the house and we'll come back for the cabana.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fine.
So I need to take this off when I submit to the building.
Um,
No, enough. with site
yeah,
plan.
how do you want,
I don't think so. I think it'd be fine.
I think we'll just note you have to come back.
I'll just
for-
X it out,
Yeah,
saying pool house
Yeah.
not being constructed at this time.
right,
You know, put that in your description. Construction of a new
Yep.
10,000 square foot house. You know, pool house, you know, cabana not to be constructed at this point.
right,
Okay.
for, future RPRC, that's
Okay.
fine. Lou, we'll need the elevations for the house to include the building height and maximum exterior wall height. I'm sure it's fine, but it should be on there.
Mhm.
And anything you want, we talked about the fill.
Health department.
Yeah.
The chief said you already said
Of course.
that'll be one of them, but I think, everything's, that's sweat,
Is Galena building this?
I think there was an error there, it's 81.
Galena's not building this now. No, that's not her.
No building on this one.
All right, so you want to show us the elevations? Actually, we don't even have an A or B person. Do you want to see it, Nora? No? Do you?
I
Just
don't know.
show it to us.
They tell you what time they were gonna talk about us.
No,
Am I
Um,
sharing the
sure.
elevation?
can't hear anything.
Am I still
Lou,
there?
do you want to show us the plans?
Yeah, I could share. Do you see that on the screen?
Yep.
All right. Front elevation, Dutch colonial style. We're gonna have shingles for the body of the house. It's gonna be a light gray in color. A little bit of, railing work that's gonna be white. All the trim is gonna be white as well. AZAC, little metal roof in front. And I think it's a nice looking house, so.
Yeah.
Heights, yeah, it's within it. I just don't have the number on there. I'll make sure I have it for the building permit. But it's within code,
Won't be higher than 30.
correct, yeah. And then
So,
I'll have,
our review memo is not gonna be like. Not even be a review memo, because you're gonna like include everything on that, so that I can issue a permit on this, right?
yes, yeah. I know the drill now. Been through it a
Okay.
couple times, Rob, yep. And then the other floor plans, 3-car garage, family room, covered porch in the back.
Nice.
Instead of doing like a living room, we're gonna do like a little bar room. I think it's more usable that way. A little study. Everybody seems to like a study nowadays on the first floor. Second floor, we have master on one side with a balcony to the outside. Master bath in the front, open foyer, and then the kids' bedrooms are on the left side of the house. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 shown on the left side, plus the master.
Yeah, looks really nice.
Square footages are all within the zoning, that's all.
Yeah,
They are all checks.
yeah. it's a
FARs, yeah.
lot.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so if everyone's okay, I'll make a motion to send this to the building department. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so, we'll process the house. You'll come back with the pool house. We'll get that through too.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Adam.
Okay, all right.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye.
Thanks. You seen it? Yeah.
See it for the full house.
Too bad, right?
If not before.
All right, so now we'll go back in order. So we've got. Actually, we'll go in reverse order. Now got another person in the waiting room for 68 North Greenwich. So we've got this. We'll get them in. Okay. Morning, we're up to 68 North Greenwich. If you're watching on YouTube, close that out. use the Zoom direct. How are you? You with us, Luigi?
Hello,
Yeah, hi.
hello.
You hear us? We hear you.
You know. Yeah, you got your mute on and your camera off.
We could see it.
Mike, this is the ones that says you're on.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, really?
There you are. How are you?
I can't hear anything.
Can't hear anything. All right, well,
It's easy.
we just had someone else on, so that's on you.
Isn't he already? Of course.
Yeah,
Just keep doing what.
all right, well,
Another summons the other day.
let's talk about 68 North Greenwich. Hopefully he'll be able to come in here later. All right, let me pull up the plans. So it's redevelopment of this site on North
What's going on
Greenwich.
with the sound?
It's got a pond in the back. Now, the plans that were submitted show a 50-foot yard wetland buffer, but as we all know, it's really 100.
So,
It's the whole site, exactly. So they're making substantial addition to the house. So you can see the pond. You know, the 100-foot buffer is gonna comes out to, you know, probably the front of the house, or at least the middle of the house. You know, I definitely think, Nora, that the conservation board should look at this.
Okay.
In it, you know, it's something for
Yeah.
Michael and all of us to discuss. Whether or not the planning board should be involved too. You know, they're proposing to bump out the house and the driveway. And all that's in the buffer.
and the entire second story, right?
Well, the second story doesn't create too many impacts, but yes, right.
It comes across as an addition, but.
It's really a new house, exactly, it's really a new house.
But
the existing house is already.
The existing house is already in the buffer, but it's being extended closer to the wetland, maybe by at least 20 to 30 feet. So, you know, this is, it's a very modest house that's there now, and you can see from the plans, it's getting significantly larger.
Oh, yeah, it really is a new house.
Yeah, it really is.
Their third floor.
I don't know what's happening. Attic.
So what do they do? Just build around the old house?
Yeah, essentially.
And yeah.
expanding
the
They're not gonna put much thought.
What I laugh at.
That's the existing house.
Well, yeah, that happened.
They're probably trying,
Yeah.
they probably
They
think
basically.
That's the existing.
they're saving something by using the old foundation.
And it
Yeah.
shares
Because they think
vertical
there's something
wall.
zoning related to it, but if you're zoning compliant, just tear the house
And
down.
it's, you
What's the
can't even
difference?
go.
Yeah,
there.
there's
It's probably cheaper to
Yep.
pour and do it all.
It's
That's
a
the
building.
thing. Yeah, like, trying, because a lot of, it just, some towns you can't tear it down,
Yeah.
you know, but it's gonna get fully assessed.
Hello,
Yeah,
My
you
parents
with us?
complained about it, so.
People don't know.
Yeah.
Are you with us? No, still can't get it working. But we'll share our screen. So, so yeah, I think that's what we have to discuss is who should review this. At a minimum, I think it's conservation board. Because of the wetland impacts. And any feeling, Michael, about whether the house is staying the same and we're talking about a small bump out. I think it'd be okay if we keep it at the conservation board. You know, if you look at the mitigation plan,
Mhm.
you can decide whether or not it's reasonable to put the additions on.
How many trees are coming out?
It's not many trees. It's basically like a meadow and it's all grass there. Yeah.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about it, because on the one hand, it really is a new house entirely within the buffer. We do need the permit. And that issued by the planning board, or you can issue it
If we determine that this is not a major wetland permit, we could deem it a minor permit. And then the town engineer will issue it with the conservation board review.
Because the existing house really isn't usable, right? I mean,
Oh, it's a sub.
it's damaged, it needs to be repaired, so it's inevitable that there's going to be disturbances within the buffer.
Mhm.
Okay, those are unavoidable. So the fact choose
Hello?
to improve the house to
Hi.
this degree is beneficial, better to rebuild it than to put a Band-Aid on it. Okay, so I think that qualifies as, what did you call it, a minor?
Mhm.
You know, probably, I don't think you need to elevate the review on
Alright.
it. Yes, me.
You okay with that, Nora?
But yeah, I would
So-
want the conservation board's input, certainly,
Yeah, we'll see what they,
yeah. But I don't think you should take it to the full planning, because I think the full planning board would come out at the same place anyway.
I agree. So we talked about 100-foot buffer, not 50. They have to submit an updated gross floor area calculation worksheet. That wasn't right, there's some just math error, which they'll fix. You need to see building height, maximum exterior wall height. Depict the location of the septic system, well, and county health department approval. Think that's enough? You're comfortable moving it to the
We were
building, or do you?
definitely
look at it?
conservation.
Yeah.
Planning, we were kind of, could go either way.
That's how I.
Definitely health department, definitely stormwater, we need to see more grading. There's no grading to that proposed bump out of the driveway, where's that all drainage to?
Yep.
There's no fill coming in because it's a flat
No.
piece of property,
Yeah.
and there's no chipping probably, there's no rock there.
Yeah, obviously, we'd like to see the disturbance minimized. And you know, to Rob's point, they may be causing themselves more heartache by trying to work within the existing foundation. Just starting from scratch, and if they're gonna do that, they might be able to move it closer to the road further away
you go.
from the pond also. Could serve a couple of goals.
Well, if we're getting into those issues, that's beyond what the conservation board
Yeah.
typically deals with.
I say, well, listen, if they want to stay with the existing foundation, I think that's their prerogative.
Luigi, can you hear us?
Yes. Can you guys hear
Okay.
me? Okay,
Yeah,
I
now we're with
apologize.
us.
I apologize for a mistake on my end. So,
No problem.
okay.
So is there a reason why you're keeping the old foundation? I mean, it's basically a new house.
It is a new house, you know, our client trying to keep the cost, you know, lower by keeping the existing foundations. And the intention was just to create this bump out in the back in a second story. And
Yep.
to bring the entire house up to code and, you know, new style and all that.
Well, that minimizes
Mhm.
It does, yeah. You know, I would say what they're doing is not egregious, you know, it's, yeah, it's. Yeah.
Okay. But, so I was reading the transcript and it seems like the issue is the drainage, is that right?
And the wetland buffer impacts, and then what that mitigation plan should look like. You know, I think that's gonna be the focus, and that's why we were saying, okay, you know, go to the conservation board and look at it, and we were
Okay.
leaning against needing to go to the planning board, because most of the items are fixed, right? You have that existing foundation, it's there, you have that disturbance. How many feet, how deep is the new terrace, or is it a deck? I don't remember what it is in the back of the house.
How deep, there's a deck, we're actually doing a concrete and steel frame, deck.
All right, so that deck is elevated, so all the disturbance there is just the posts?
Exactly, just the columns for the
All
deck.
right, so then that's very minimal disturbance.
Yeah.
So then the amount of actual increase of disturbance closer to the pond is what, 10, 15 feet bump out? Is that what I would say?
The bump out is, I'll tell you exactly. One sec. Okay. It's about 10 feet.
Yeah, so that's de minimis, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and again, that's just the deck back there. It's
Yes.
concrete and steel deck that protrudes out.
So what ultimately is the conservation board gonna do?
Mitigation plan. They're gonna look at the mitigation plan and make sure, deal with that. And I think that's the way to go on it. So I'll make a motion to send this, to process this as an administrative wetland permit with conservation board review.
I'll second.
Wait,
Is that a motion?
it is. I just want. And I made that motion?
You made it.
Okay.
I'll second.
You always make the motion.
All
Why even question?
I
You
don't
just
know.
put your name there. It's fine.
right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so what we'll do, Luigi, is post the comments that I have and the town engineer has. You'll address those on a resubmission or in a submission to the building department for the permit. But in addition, you need to go to the conservation board to have them review the wetland impacts and the mitigation plan. So once the conservation board, you can pull the permits for the addition.
I see. What you probably do is get in the queue
Yeah,
for the building permit review, because anything conservation is, is exterior.
that's right.
So if you want to submit your building plans for review, file a permit for that, and I'll start reviewing the plans. While you're in the conservation board, it'll save you a couple weeks.
We can start that process with the building department.
Yeah,
Okay.
Any questions on your end?
No, sorry, I missed the first part. Again, I apologize, but
Yeah, no, I'm glad you were able to get on.
Okay.
Okay, all right,
Thank
so
you.
we'll post everything later today on the RPRC website, and you'll get the letter and the comments.
sounds great. Thank you so much.
Okay, sure, take care.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, so it's back to our last item, which is a return to the board. Let me just pull it up. So this is a house on Maryland that they want to reconstruct a porch. And we asked them to submit some more information about what was going on. And they did that. But the response, and I'll show you, their response, so this, there's an existing open porch and steps that's gone. They're proposing to rebuild it. They're saying since there was an old porch there, they don't need to meet any of the zoning requirements for the new porch. That's not true, because once the old porch is gone and you're building a new porch, the new structure must meet the requirements of the zoning code. So they're gonna need a front yard variance and a side yard variance. They'll have to update their plans to say that, they need it rather than that they're grandfathered in. I don't really have any issues. We asked them to show us what they're going to actually rebuild. And they did provide that. So right now it's an open porch, and then this is what they're proposing. So it's a new, little entry mudroom into the house. And makes sense. It's a very small
how
house.
removes it without a permit?
I guess so.
Why?
I think that they might have a violation or something. I certainly Cromwell was aware of it. So I think they got here because of all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I think, we're okay. I'm okay sending us to the building as long as they get the variance,
Oh, good.
right? Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, so send to ZBA. I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Okay. And thank you, everybody,
Thank you.
for attending. And what time is it now? 9:56. We'll adjourn. Okay.
Can I ask a personal question?
Oh, yeah, let me.